Andre Agassi, the champion here 2 years ago. His opponent, Fernando Melligeni, was in the Final Four players in that 1999 field. Melligeni losing eventually in the semifinals to Andre Medvedev. His best ever Grand Slam showing by far.
The best record that Melligeni ever possessed was the end of that year, 1999, where he was the 25th ranked tennis player in the world. Good news for the Brazilian tennis fans that Melligeni and obviously the big guy, Guga, Gustavo Kuerten, have helped quite a bit in renewing the interest there. We're getting more of it.
Agassi didn't fare well on the clay courts coming in here to Paris. John, is he at a stage in his career where that doesn't matter?
I really believe he's one of the few guys that you could say it doesn't matter. I mean, he came off defending the Australian Open. He followed that up by going to the two biggest tournaments on hard courts after that, Key Biscayne and Palm Springs, won both of those. And I think Andre, knowing he'd have to spend so much time in Europe before the French, that was a tough one for him. Not surprised that he pulled out of Monte Carlo. That was coming up way too soon. And I get the feeling, knowing Andre, he wasn't all that thrilled about playing Rome and Hamburg. You see that mediocre record on clay, but this is a different ballgame because Andre, as he said to me, it's like his mantra now. When he goes out on the court, he wants this to become physical. I mean, he's so confident in his conditioning that he actually believes that's one of the X factor for him.
That's astounding, John, when you think of 31-year-olds entering a Grand Slam where you have to win 7 matches in 2 weeks, thinking, okay, let's go as long as you want. I'll outlast you all.
That is truly astounding. Only in Agassi. I mean, he came, to me, it was like the miracle of tennis 2 years ago when he came here and won it. And it's just it's been inspiration. You see these veterans floating all around them. Wayne Arthurs. Who the heck is Wayne Arthurs, right? And he provided some drama a couple of years back on grass. He's winning matches here. He's 30. Outside of the line. His opponent, Nicholas Kudala, who Arthurs is playing as we speak, he's 27 years old. I mean, there's guys that are just coming into it. Cedric Hoffman, we called that match against Sampras. Never seen the guy, you know, he's just appearing at 25, 26. He almost got a feel for Melligeni. He is working hard. He just does not have enough power to hurt Agassi. Agassi's just jerking him all over the place. He's got absolutely outstanding ground strokes, incredible hand-eye coordination. Melligeni, that's just too good. Potsy is probably the of all the guys, he's the oldest guy. He's 36 now.
He'll be 36 in a couple of weeks.
He is a very, very fit man, playing as good as ever, and I think that's great for tennis.
Well, I want to recount. Magnus Larsson, who beat Hisham Arazi in the second round, lost to Alex Krejcik. They only list him at 31. I don't believe
he's at least 41.
Tall Swede.
He moves like he's 41, but. Here's Melligeni saving one of 2 break points. Let's see if he can hold on here. Now, occasionally, when he gets that first serve, in which is adequate, he can run around that backhand and whip forehand winners. That's basically his hope. Another thing I like about clay court players of today is that when they do get a short ball, they're willing to step in like Melligeni did. That was not an easy, that was a tricky backhand to come over that and put enough zip on it to force the Agassi error. And that was break point too. He knows this is critical to stay in this match early if he wants any hope. Let's see the wing playing havoc with this ball.
There's a great point to show your idea about Melligeni. You got a couple of shots back that might have well been winners. Forced Agassi to play a long time.
He did the absolute best he could do. It just wasn't good enough. Agassi's got some wind behind him. Melligeni's going to take as much time as he possibly can here. Because once again, he's down break point. Already Agassi with 5 opportunities, and we're only at 3-all first set.
Great angles by Agassi. And Andre with his second break now takes the lead in the first set. Andre Agassi with the lead here in the first set. Opened his year down under in what really was a victory for the under 6-foot crowd.
That's right.
Agassi and 5'8" Arnaud Clément, France, meeting in the finals. And for Andre, a return again to the top after struggling through much of 2000. Agassi with the Australian Open crown.
Agassi winning his 7th Grand Slam title, defending his Australian Open crown. Clément still recovering. He lost first round here. He worked awful hard to beat Kafelnikov. Grosjean, his countryman, had him his back against the wall there. Saved some match points. That's way wide there. Take a look at that, all the Americano flag. You can see how difficult it is to control the ball right now. Agassi hits the flatter ball. He's had experience. I've watched him many times, Ted, and he just doesn't seem to phase it. You might have to call Andy Roddick up and say, hey, I need a little more juice on that kick serve out wide. Also, let's remember Melligeni is a left-hander, so that's not going to hurt him as much on that side.
We saw some display this week from the 18-year-old American. Probably the best hope that the United States has had to follow the great wave that Agassi and Sampras, Courier and Chang created.
Take away the problem. No question about it.
Andy Roddick with a Roland Garros record, 37 aces in his 5-set win over Michael Chang. And of course fell, as many of you now know, fell with a leg injury. Early third set against Leighton Hewitt yesterday. The good news You talked to him, John. It does not appear to be something that would keep him out of Wimbledon.
Well, his coach was in the locker room after the match saying, "Hey, Andy, maybe we should head over to the hospital, take some precautionary x-rays." Andy would have nothing of it. It's not that bad. Don't worry. I would be at Wimbledon. And he may be there even sooner if he plays one of the tune-ups. And there's where Melligeni's the most dangerous. He's got some wind behind him. This side playing with the wind, and he can really pile up winners on that forehand side. He's looking to get right back in the set at break point.
Melligeni just long.
I was going to take a look at that. It did appear to be long from up here. We are a long way away. Mike Morrissey does reiterate the call that was already made, and Melligeni, frankly, is disgusted he didn't hit the return back. He's smiling through the pain there.
I think I love about Agassi. He didn't even wait for the umpire to be seated before he tossed the ball and served again.
Maybe he played a little too quickly there, even for his standards, because he dumped a pretty easy ball there and gave Melligeni another chance. I wonder if these guys, when you watch a Kierton or Melligeni, watch where they return serves. I mean, they're way back there. They must come to Wimbledon and think, can I return somewhere in the second or third row of the stands so I have a little time here? He knows full well, having played him 4 times. But also you see the strength, Andre. Pumping that iron is helping right now, because he's really having to hit through that ball to generate some pace on this side. But you saw it happened the first shot, but it's why Agassi's so great. How he can take balls off the baseline and do something with it. Melligeni hit what was an excellent return just inside the baseline, but it was Agassi who's able to seemingly effortlessly get the ball back. Trust me, that is not an easy shot to contend with.
Agassi.
Melligeni has not had much trouble, by the way, reaching the third round. He got a retire set and a half into his first round match against Patrick. In the second round, this is a bit of a surprise. He destroyed Nicholas Lepenka, who has been in the top 10, currently at 20s, about 26 in the world. Love 1 and 3, so I bring that up to show he should have something left, because he's going to have to give everything he's got here.
Right. We can also answer your question about Melligeni and Wimbledon. He's never shown he doesn't. He's only gone twice, and he's 30 years of age. He's played 26 career matches at Roland Garros and 2 at Wimbledon.
You've got to get him to stop talking to Kierton, because he's convincing him to go back to Brazil with him.
So, Andre Agassi now at 5-3. Fernando Melligeni of Brazil came out quickly, took the first 2 games from Andre Agassi. But since I've seen Agassi get himself straightened out in these very windy conditions, now Melligeni serves at 3-5.
Clip the outside of the line. See the white from here. I'd like to offer congratulations to Dalo Blanco, who has advanced once again, defeating Lars Bergsmuller. Blanco, the man who took Sampras out. Sebastian Grosjean has advanced as well, the Frenchman. Two guys about 5'8". They're going to be out there for a while in that match. Grosjean, Blanco in the Agassi court. It'd be interesting to see if Grosjean played Agassi, Andre in the quarters. These fans would be thinking. Agassi a big favorite here. Yes. Grosjean, the hometown hero.
We saw that in the first round when Pete Sampras played fairly unknown Frenchman Cedric Kaufman. The crowd was really torn. Greatly appreciative of Sampras's excellence through the years, and I never sensed, John, they really quite knew who to root for.
I felt towards the end they were definitely hoping for Pete to pull it out. They didn't know Kaufman. Kaufman's so down in the ladder even in French tennis. Different when Agassi would play Grosjean. Grosjean is their top player, top ranked player. He came in at 10 in the world. Agassi has won here, so they don't have to. At least they know that. Andre can always say, I won a French Open. But I suspect if that does happen, they'll be pulling for Grosjean, but there'll definitely be a lot of Agassi fans out there.
Well, this court was raucous a short while ago when another veteran Frenchman, Fabrice Santoro, knocked out Murat Safin.
That means Santoro, amazingly enough, who is another guy, 28, getting better with age, has beaten Safin 6 out of 7 times as Agassi reaches set point. And that's amazing. I mean, Correia licking his chops. Because Santoro, in terms of matchups, far better one for Correia than Safin would have been.
Jenny saves his set point. Every sport has a player or a team that people hate to play, and that's Santoro in men's tennis.
Especially Safin. He won the U.S. Open last year, won the following week, went to the Olympics. Guess who he's playing first? Santoro. And Santoro beats him.
Yeah, a nightmare. The guy follows him everywhere.
Big time nightmare. You see how much wind came into play on that Agassi return? We'll be happy to get this one over. Melligeni has the right to be angry because Agassi didn't move his feet at all. Look, he's just flat-footed and still has the ability to flick that back and ball's too far away from him. It seemed like everything's going Melligeni's way, but still hits a win. Surprisingly slippery. Both players are slipping around out there. I thought that moisture, as it begins to rain here, Agassi at set point again. The moisture would have helped, but now apparently it's really making life difficult for these two guys.
Light rain starting as umbrellas begin to pop up, and Melligeni double faults away the set. The first set to Agassi, 6-3. Garros, Andre Agassi getting an unexpected turn in this match. After winning the first set easily, he lost the second set just as easily. A brief rain delay at 2-all, about 10 minutes long, and out of that rain delay, Fernando Melligeni won 4 straight games.
I don't know what happened in that locker, but he just played about as poorly as you'll ever see Andre play that stretch. Just winning the dumper for 4 games.
That's not when your coach feels good.
That's right. You do this, this, and this. Whoops.
While Melligeni's rooting for another rain delay.
About a 10-minute one again. Agassi taking an awful long look at that line. Looked like it caught. And this is showing Andre, to me, is not feeling too good about himself right now. That he's getting a little antsy out there. I don't think there's any question that was him. Decision by Melligeni. That's what Agassi needs to do. Get back to playing some of those hard-fought, tough points. Melligeni, that's, I think dumb would be the best way of putting it. I mean, that position, there's almost no way he's going to hit a winner from there.
You don't expect to see that kind of impatience from a clay court player.
It's not that he's impatient, but when they get winded, then they say, okay, that's it. I'm going for everything now. Now he's back on track. And now you can see Agassi's back now. He's not hitting the same ball. He's hitting some top spin. He's starting to work the angles. He's getting some more depth. Then he can combine that with the power. That becomes all the more effective. Almost there. He's getting there.
Bird flying overhead.
There's the specialty of that restaurant you went to.
So Agassi holds serve to begin the third set.
I think they made a good rule change last year. At the beginning of last year, they decided that they would play 3 games before they sit down. Speeds up the match, gets people into it early. Let's get these guys switching and not sitting down, toweling off, having a drink of water. Once the players see that they're going to be allowed to do that, they're going to do it.
That has not been enforced at all during
Not at all.
Garros.
I mean, I've seen a number of players, not just these two. It's almost habit, so you have to break their habit. Melligeni now senses that Agassi's getting back on track, so he presses there. As Agassi tells himself all the time, get the work ethic back. Just start grinding. Then the talent flows through.
John, you have a quote from Jan Michael Gambler, American, who lost to Agassi at the Ericsson this year. And said Agassi is the best thinker in the game, maybe the best the game has ever had. Now, there was a point in Andre's life when you would not have said that.
Up to a couple of years ago.
Touché, Senor Melligeni.
Yes. Both players ending this point with a flourish. Here, Agassi grunting. He knows he's going to get there. Melligeni thought it was his. Agassi with the one-hander flicks it cross court for a winner.
And there also was the Agassi, who was a better athlete at 31 than he likely has been since he was a teenager.
Runs those hills so he can get that win back quickly.
I asked Chris earlier, do you think Steffi runs the hills with Andre?
So I don't know, but she looks awfully fit still. Looks like she could step out in the court and get to the semis or finals here. Wouldn't surprise me. Steffi and Martina Navratilova, the two fittest players I've ever seen on it. Certainly the women's. I mean, two of the fittest ever, including the men. Put Lendl in that category. Just extremely hard with Vilas in his peak back in the late 70s.
Where does Agassi stand with those names?
He's heading quickly in that direction. I mean, he keeps this up a little longer, he's going to be getting there. There's the break.
Agassi.
So Andre Agassi, that's the early edge in the third.
Agassi then.
I'll tell you another thing that Steffi helps Andre with is she was so enthusiastic. Now, I used to get a kick out of practicing with her. I mean, she'd step on the court. The first ball she hit, she'd be bouncing, jumping, running after every ball. She'd hit 5 or 6 balls and bang a winner, go for a winner. And I said, hey, come on, we don't do that. You know, go for winners in practice before the points. I'm just talking about, you know.
What was her reaction?
Wouldn't even hear him. and Agassi's very much the same way. I mean, he walks out in the court. That first ball, he means business. That's, to me, the way to practice.
That experience last year in Davis Cup when you brought along a young man named Andy Roddick to practice with Agassi.
And it was a great experience for Andy because Andre was in that mindset of, okay, I'm going to get myself ready for my matches that I have to play, and he was in no mood to fool around with a new youngster who's he looked at as, okay, this guy's on my team, but down the road, maybe a potential little rival. I'm going to teach this guy a thing or two. And he gave him a handful to think about. Roddick soaked it up. Melligeni not known for his prowess in net. He hustles. He's got some nice touch. The one he really needed to hit was this volley here. He pushed it wide. That's where fatigue sets in again. Instead of bending his knees, he bent over at his back. Had he gotten down lower, he could have seen a better angle, perhaps push that cross court. Oh, what a gas. Be careful, Fernando.
There were 3 or 4 balls in that point that you thought surely couldn't be got by both players.
Like that one. And the crowd loving that effort from the two. do that, though. That may have been pushing it a little bit, Fernando. I mean, I think he pretty much knew that point was over, and he may have given himself a reason to take a little break. Now, maybe it was worth it in that sense. I guess he asking if he was okay, and so wait till what I do to you this point, because it's going to be more of the same. As they say, a sick shot, just an outstanding shot. He's got the angle all figured out now. He knows just what he's going to do with it. That's actually playing it safe over the low part of the net, just inside both lines. Deep breath, says Melligeni. Just guessed there, but guessed right and did something with it. That's always one of the most enjoyable shots to watch, when you see someone flick a topspin lob winner. Landing just inside the baseline and out, just outside of Andre's overhead. Credit to Melligeni. He's been tough in this game, and he's got a chance to break. Welcome to clay court tennis now. There's both players sucking it up here.
Well, here, breathing heavy.
Players have had plenty of chances to break and capitalize.
Agassi will not let it happen again and fall over.
Agassi's got the ability to pull the ball cross-court and angle it with a lot of topspin, so you have to lean a little bit that way, and he can hit that flat one.
Melligeni's finding out firsthand there's nobody that runs players around like Agassi.
Nice-looking drop shot there. We knew that already, Ted. He's played him 4 times, all on hard courts. I have a suspicion, a strong one, that he got run around plenty on those surfaces also. Here we're footing more difficult. He just cannot run that ball down. Once again, it's Melligeni with a break point.
Double gives Melligeni the game. So Agassi able to put a string together. We're on serve in the 3rd set. A set apiece on serve in the 3rd after Melligeni's break. This is a very light swing again beginning to fall in Paris. Taxing day in so many ways. Waiting all day long, sort of expecting rain. It has not been much of a factor. It is cool, it is windy. Players have stopped and studied once already in this match.
Melligeni, certainly the beneficiary there. I mean, 4 straight games in the 2nd set. The winner of this match will play Franco Squillare, Argentine, who has advanced just a few moments ago.
Got a semifinalist here last year.
Following up with a solid performance again. Bring extra cameras. He's so far back in the baseline, they need to look for places that you don't normally see players. It's Agassi attacking, And that's what helped him win the French Open 2 years ago, Ted, was his ability to volley. Melligeni's confidence has certainly grown considerably in the last half hour or so. It looked to be, to me at least, a straight set win. All the makings of that has turned into a real battle for Andre now.
Well, here's an opportunity for Agassi to get that break right back.
Both broken on numerous occasions. If this keeps up, they'll be asking each other to keep serving. That weak attempt at a backhand really hurt Melligeni there. Found himself in desperately defensive straits. Allowed Agassi to break right back. And he hit a forehand that was inside the service line. Too bad for Melligeni. Believe it or not, there's still other matches being played in singles. Roger Federer, who will be a top 10er, he's out there battling up 2 sets on Spaniard David Sanchez. Wayne Arthur's the big server from Australia. A set all 4-3 in the third against Nicholas Coutelier.
Well, there's a name, Roger Federer, that tennis fans really get used to hearing. Beat the United States in Davis Cup in February for Switzerland.
Won 3 matches for them there. Talked about Hewitt winning 3 down in Brazil. What was Federer, who won 2 singles and a doubles to oust us, beating Gamble in the deciding match.
It's still amazing, John. There were 3 or 4 balls again at that point that Melligeni got back.
Credit to Melligeni's certainly A for effort. Execution, you have to put him down about a C or a D in that point at least, because he was really just pushing the ball back. And Agassi, he's too solid not to put Melligeni on the defensive. He's still tired from the previous point and loses that, and now it's Agassi 40-15, about to go up 4-1. I bet you my brother, who looked back because he threw in Roddick because Todd Martin got hurt the first day. Hey, wait a minute, maybe I should play that guy. It would have been awful interesting to see Roddick play a Roger Federer with the pressure. We saw how uptight Ted yesterday Hewitt was against Federer. I suspect Federer would have been awful nervous if he had to play Roddick in that time.
Roddick did get a match in that tie that had already been decided, but he got a match which he won. We're continuing to see the problems. Been lifting too many weights.
Yep, he's too big up there. Sure is just bugging the hell out of him right now. It wouldn't be too difficult to get in the bag on the change of a ball.
Oh, trying to go behind him and missed.
This is a sit-up. Just absolute gimme for Agassi. Tougher to execute when you really want that point. Even the great players, some of the greatest, Andre being one of the best of all time, can seize up and get tight.
I'm just wondering, it's not been a particularly long match yet, but if you watch how much running Melligeni is doing and ask yourself, how long can he do it?
Yeah, he's hoping for rain. Yeah, that would be maybe best for him. But the great players bounce back. Everyone remembers Jordan's shot against the Spurs. He didn't have a particularly good fourth period, but he hit that shot. And that's what people remember, winning the game-winning shot. Let's see who wins this last point of this match.
You really remember Utah.
Yeah, that's why I'm in Utah. His last, the sixth of his NBA titles. I said, watch out for that forehand up the line.
That could be entertaining someday to have Gilbert mic'd live during a match.
Well, it would certainly give us a breather.
Feels like a bicycle.
Yeah, get me a bicycle. I have a better shot.
Agassi.
But think about what Agassi's having to do to Melligeni to win these points.
This is exactly what he talked about before the tournament. And he just said yesterday in our interview he's going to have to step it up again. That's what he's done when he's needed to.
Agassi finally putting away a persistent Melligeni for a 4-1 third-set lead. Andre Agassi and Fernando Melligeni. It's a set piece. Agassi up a break in the third.
Certainly been Melligeni's best shot. Instead of a number of forehand winners smack up the line like he did there. If he wants any hope of winning this set, he better hold serve here. That's the shot I'm talking about. Agassi could take that ball off the baseline and do something with it. That's unheard of 20 years ago, even 10 years ago. And even now, very few people hit that shot effectively.
Is there anyone else that comes close to him?
I can't think of anyone that's even anywhere near his level.
Melligeni has got the tear bat 2 all over, breathing hard. Agassi looks like he's just warming up.
It's also economical what he's doing. You see, he's letting Melligeni go side to side. As an example, a couple shots where he took that ball in the air. It's just only a couple steps forward. So he's moving, I'd say, a third as much as Melligeni, maybe half.
And that point started with Melligeni running Agassi. Ended the way they always do. Agassi running Melligeni.
You see Andre there, he's taking a couple of deep swallows himself. Melligeni, though, he can't believe that he started that point, like you said, in a position where he was dominating the point, and he's completely out of gas by the end of it.
Great point.
Praying for the ace there.
So Andre Agassi with another break, and the war of attrition clearly starting to shift towards Andre, as he will serve now for a 2-1 lead.
Just give you a greater respect for this surface, because Agassi has been really in control for the whole match except for about 10 minutes. That was after the rain delay came out. He just didn't have the feel. Dropped 4 games. You certainly have to love his chances right now. Suddenly the sun is breaking out.
Why not?
Paris, spring, of course.
Melligeni dipping into the forehand pocket once.
Agassi says to himself, it's okay. I made him run that much to win a point. The odds are I'm going to get it back here. Pay some dividends for me. If not this point, the next one, the next game if necessary. And there it was. Looking to end the point quickly was Melligeni, and he gets fooled on the serve.
Look at this. It's the first sun that we've seen on this day in Paris. First substantial sun.
People, normally, even professional players can't do what he just did there. Melligeni hit about as good a backhand as he can hit. Agassi took that shot and hit a winner. Discouraged Brazilian right now, down 2 set points. But he's enjoying himself. He's got that jaw to breathe. He loves being out there. He's one of the guys that I enjoy doing commentating for, Ted, because you really see that he feels privileged that he's a professional tennis player.
That's been one of the great things to see in the evolution of Andre Agassi.
Well, I'm talking about Melligeni. I'm talking about Melligeni. Why? I mean, Andre as well appreciates being out.
Well, Agassi ends it with an ace, and he's now up 2-1. So at court, Philippe Chatrier, Andre Agassi up 2-1, and has just broken Melligeni after a long battle.
Poor Fernando.
4-break point game. And after being run around the court by Agassi for 3 sets, the last thing Melligeni needed, John, was a long game to start the 4th.
Exactly right, but that's what he got. And once again, the umpire allowing these players to take some time here on the changeover, which is, unless they've changed the rule again, something I'm unaware of, is not what they should be doing.
It seems like about the only thing they won't let them do is sit down. They can go, they can towel off, drink, but they won't let them sit.
It's Agassi with some new balls and an early break in the 4th set. He's just about broken Fernando's spirit here. Some renewed zip with these fresh balls, and it's Melligeni who has gone into the classic clay court mold, just moonballing a few shots and getting an error from Agassi. So far, this change of gears, this works.
Is it a change of pace? Is Melligeni trying to buy himself some time?
You can see, Ted, that these points are tough points for Melligeni. So he's not buying himself a whole lot of time, but what he is doing is just trying to throw a wrinkle at Agassi. Give him credit for that. He worked pretty hard to win that previous point, and he's going to have to really dig deep to be able to have this be effective long term.
Got a chance with this change and now 2 break points.
He's got inside Agassi's head. He's made him rethink just enough to give himself a couple break points here. Even the pass that Melligeni had hit in the previous point was a classic defensive pass, just making sure you make it. This time, when Agassi's got the ball just sitting there with no pace on it whatsoever, knowing Melligeni's hurting, it's a pretty easy put away for him. Melligeni really needs this point. Agassi told him not to look at it. If he wants to keep going, Melligeni looking to get a little time there. And to me, this is just about do it. If he cannot break serve here, you sense Fernando's thinking the same thing. He's already down 2-1. He's already down a break. Agassi got thrown off just a touch at the beginning of this game. If he holds here, then very well see Andre steamroll through this set.
A couple of wild shots from Melligeni now, and Andre Agassi with a point for 2 love.
Arthur's, by the way, you remember him, Wayne, we've talked about him a bit. He's played 3 tie-break sets already.
Agassi.
So Andre Agassi saves break points, and he now leads 2 love in the 4th. Fernando Melligeni he's probably run the equivalent of 2 5-set matches already.
That's how he feels. Now down 2-1, love 2. Arthur's, by the way, up 2-1, 7-6, 6-7, 7-6.
Well, if it goes 5, it could be 18-16. No
They will not finish that.
No 5th set tie break here.
Federer's up 2-1, the only other match still being played. There's Riccardo Ascioli.
Melligeni trying to square himself. He's lost his last 4 service games.
He's sure happy. He's had an easy game so far here. He could really use one.
All right, so Melligeni holds it low. Andre Agassi serving at 2-1, fourth set. And I think you sense even more urgency in Andre's game now, with darkness becoming a greater factor.
It's changed drastically once again the last couple minutes. Things looking shaky out there. Clouds rolling in. Andre hoping just get through this match if he possibly can finish Melligeni off.
Melligeni thought he's going to put the landing gear out there.
Well, that's already been asked of Fernandez. And he certainly made Agassi hit an extra couple shots. Still wasn't good enough. Melligeni too tired, Ted, to even ask to see the mark. But Morrissey gets out and calls it good. I didn't see Fernando ask him. Can't tell there, but bottom line is Andre's about to replay this point. Been on the court a couple hours now. It's amazing. Now I know why pigeons are a big dish here in France. They're all over the place.
Well, it's early evening. It's their time of night.
I've seen Melligeni play a fair amount over the years. Didn't know he possessed quite this much power. Maybe this is a newfound late in his career, but he's whacked a number of forehand winners in this match. Fools Agassi. For someone who barely got around enough time to hit that forehand, he certainly was pleasantly surprised with that result. And he's got himself a couple break points. One down.
You know, it's been one of those matches you look at the score and you think, you know, it's been closer than the score would show.
He's up early in the first. Andre rebounding. Third set was a closer 6-1 than you might have thought. But he just can't pull the trigger there. Forehand lets him down in both break points.
One run for Melligeni was after a 10-minute delay in the second set. He won 4 straight games.
always admired Agassi's ability to
Avantage.
hurt people with
Agassi.
this shot. What we like to call the backhand overhead. And he's got some beautiful strength up there, and he times that ball. He's got to be one, if not the best in the business at that shot. You've got to be especially impressed by the fact that Andre normally hits a two-handed backhand.
Good. Agassi.
And so there, Agassi saves 2 break points and holds for 3-1.
Agassi n'a pas 3 jeux à 1.
Fernando Melligeni trying to fight off discouragement. I mean, he's worked and fought hard in this 4th set, and that doesn't have much to show for it.
Why couldn't I have done that at 15-40 or 30-40? Fernando's wondering.
That's his 4th ace.
Because it's tougher to hit a free throw in the end of the
Right.
4th period than the beginning of the game. Same thing. You certainly run through this game again.
Now Agassi's coming up to look.
I'm not sure that was the mark, but if it is, he's going to win that point.
Yes, he did. Called out.
Melligeni thought he had the ace and a 40-love lead. Instead,
Offense.
see, this is what I'm saying. The guy just loves to be out there.
There's a thrill of competition, isn't there? Winning and losing is one thing, but the actual competition.
Just to say you're part of the action, it's pretty amazing in itself. Of course, we all know it doesn't matter whether you win or lose until you lose. So, yes, it's thrilling to be out there, but it's tough to take those defeats. Melligeni's got a losing record this year, and he still seems happy out there. That's admirable.
And he saved himself in that game. Agassi's still up a break in the 4th. And this remarkable point in the 3rd set shows the best of both Agassi and Melligeni.
Incredible court coverage, and it's Agassi who finishes it off.
Melligeni bathed in the tear bed too afterwards, but Agassi won the point, won the set, and now Agassi trying to close in on the finish line. Serving at 3-2, 15-love.
Let me down there because I love when he hits that shot. I'm going to blame that one on the wind because he just couldn't time it correctly. He's getting a little nervous himself. It's getting darker. It's getting late out there. He wants this thing over and done with. Real poor footwork there. That's the first thing that goes when you get nervous. Your feet start getting heavier and heavier. And it's Melligeni who, once again, this happened the last time Andre served. He's got a couple break points. This is like the old Andre. He's playing awful fast right now. So be careful.
Saves one.
That's a terrific shot. Melligeni, not so happy he's a clay court player right now. We saw Roddick do this yesterday. Just lose his footing and take a nasty stumble. That's what you got to learn what Shaq's doing. Isn't he taking Tai Chi or something so he can learn how to fall better?
I'm sure in Brazil they've got probably a couple of hundred professional stuntmen that could teach him that.
I'm sure they could. They would be happy to try to help him out.
How does the terrible two taste, by the way?
To me, horrible.
I'm sure you rolled it in a few times.
I like the red clay though. There's something cool about getting out there. I wish they had more red clay in America. Forest Hills, where I played my first tennis match, first tournament at Forest Hills at 9 years old. They had red clay, and they actually had a couple-year period where they played the U.S. Open on clay. 75, 6, and 7. Again, good hustle by both players, and it's Melligeni at net with the backhand volley winner.
Back to deuce.
See it. His own head was almost turning as he hit it. Just caught it a tiny bit late.
Well, Melligeni had his chances again. But Agassi holds, and he's now 2 games away. Andre Agassi again in a much tighter battle than those scores would indicate. This has not been an easy walk at all.
Definitely looking a little chilly, but excited that this thing is almost over. It was a cool day in Paris. Some rain, quite a bit of wind. Let's hope the conditions improve tomorrow.
It's now become a dark evening. This is probably about the light that Sampras and Rafter finished in at Wimbledon last summer.
And he swung that way, but he put about half as much as Melligeni expected. He totally fooled him. Now he's tasted
He's
right
the
now.
hawk hovering.
15-30.
We'll be back with you with our NBC coverage here at Roland Garros tomorrow at noon Eastern. All the women play tomorrow. The entire women's round of 16.
And they take Monday off. Get some men as well. Oh, what a shot. He got it. Did we do our shot of the day already? Can we redo it?
A shot of the month.
This is a tennis player's favorite thing. Around the net post and in.
15-40. Merci.
Melligeni's last gasp here. Second serve, break point.
Unbelievable forehand. That's just too good. He's got, what? That's good. That's great stuff.
And rightfully, they stand and applaud here in Paris.
Standing ovation.
Wow, fabulous tennis. Wonderful scene here during the entire changeover. They stood and roared for the magnificent points and effort put forth by both players. And now, what most even in Paris would like to see, they'd like to see Andre Agassi finish it and move on.
I'm not sure, though, in this game. I think they want to see Melligeni break one, hold serve, and then let Agassi win in 5-4. They're loving every minute of this now. Melligeni has won some more fans. Agassi, as if he doesn't have enough already, just showing everyone what he's made of. Melligeni with some sweet feel there. He's at love 30. Just before I saw him, Teddy said, it's time to turn back the clock again. And I'll tell you, this guy's looking like he's physically fitter, younger than ever. Next thing you know, he's going to grow his hair back.
And for a guy who looks like he's been through a couple of wars today, Melligeni is still out there banging.
Well, I think that standing ovation gave him a shot of adrenaline. He said, I'm not quite done yet here. Remember the last two times Andre served, he was down 15-40. Melligeni couldn't break. Maybe this time. Now that ball was in. They're going to play a let. Starting to drizzle too. Oh no. Oh, don't tell me. Come on, Fernando. Dump a few balls.
And there's not much of a rain delay that these players could absorb here and try to continue tonight.
It is coming down. It's coming down now too. Look at this. You can see it in the screen. Oh gosh.
And Andre backing away. There's been a couple of these where it's rained like this for just a moment or two during the course of Saturday. Melligeni is still alive.
I don't believe this. It's going to be a hailstorm soon. That's the next thing that's going to happen.
Agassi mène par 5 jeux à 3.
Let's see if they keep this thing going. So far, Mike Morrissey has not called a halt.
Un peu de silence, s'il vous plaît, mesdames, messieurs. Merci.
We're going to need a crowbar, I think, to get Agassi off the court right now. He does not want to give up any part of his day off
No,
tomorrow.
and Melligeni showing no signs of wanting to stop play. That's somewhat surprising. Dividends there.
Steffi Graf now taking cover as most are in the stands. The end of a long day of tennis, most of which have been played under threatening skies.
Points away, Agassi from the 4th round.
Jennifer Capriati.
Foot fault. There was a foot fault. This guy wants the match over. It's not 15-30. Love 30-second serve.
And now it's on the edge. 3 match points for Agassi. There were Jennifer Capriati, Serena Williams, Megan Shaughnessy, All-American women advance. Martina Hingis did as well.
Remember I told you that Len Lacona's match where it was pouring, they're still playing? You thought I was kidding.
This is it.
So this is, you know, it's coming down pretty good, and they're still playing out there. That can't be done on any other surface. Agassi with 2 more match points.
That's out. And in the darkness and the cold and the wet of Paris, Andre Agassi survives. And Agassi moves on to the round of 16. He'll meet a semifinalist from last year, Franco Scolari. We hope you'll join us again tomorrow here in Paris. The French Open continues. All the women in action, including Jennifer Capriati, Serena Williams, and Martina Hingis tomorrow at noon Eastern here on NBC. Stay tuned. Coming up next, 3rd round coverage, the U.S. Women's Open Championship. A jubilant Andre Agassi in the rain in Paris. For John McEnroe, Chris Everett, and Bud Collins, I'm Ted Robinson saying so long from Paris.